come with me to get divorced. No, of course not. I'm not married. But if there were influencers in the 1940s, you probably would have heard a lot of videos starting with that exact line right here in Tool Springs Ranch. We're about 20 miles north of the Las Vegas Strip. In the 1940s, it was alone out here. The Strip was more or less non-existent. The 1940s is when the first resort really opened. But now development comes all the way up from the Strip to the edge of the park. But back then, in most of the country, divorce was not an easy thing to do. You had to be a resident for at least a year, and if the state did allow it, they usually only allowed adultery to be the cause. Now, this is the 1940s. We didn't have screenshots of dirty text messages and lewd photographs, right, that could help show that somebody was cheating. Instead, it was usually based off a feeling, or if somebody walked in on someone, it was often a he said, she said, right? So Nevada made it a lot easier because you could get divorced for pretty much whatever reason you wanted, and you only needed 6 weeks of residency here. So that's what people did. They would come to Tool Springs Ranch, and they would stay in this very guest house for 6 weeks. And they would horseback ride, they would swim, they would fish, they would just generally enjoy that Las Vegas weather, right? And at the end of 6 weeks, they'd get to go in front of a judge, and within minutes be divorced, and they could go back home. Not a bad way to get a divorce if you ask me. I mean, if I'm going to go through that emotional turmoil, I sure hope I get a 6-week vacation out of it. Certainly there's a cost factor, so you had to be wealthy enough to do that. But I want you to dispel any prejudices you might have here, because you're probably picturing a lot of men, but a lot of women came and used this too. It was very equal amongst the genders of the amount of people that came here and just enjoyed that 6-week vacation and then went to the judge and filed for the divorce, right? Now today, Tool Springs Ranch is part of Floyd Lamb Park. It was a state park for many years, and then it got transferred to being part of the city of Las Vegas a handful of years ago. And people still come here for those same reasons. They still horseback ride, they still fish with a license in the springs. There are about 4 natural springs that flow in and out of each other. And they do all those general recreation things, but they leave at the end of the day rather than staying for 6 weeks here in the ranch. So now it's part of the National Register of Historic Places because it really was the divorce capital of the United States. That's your history lesson of the day.